Okay, it's time to unload these two Lico. Is that how you say it? Or a Tao Tao? Whatever they are. I'm gonna get these unloaded off my truck. These belong to one of my neighbors. I don't know if that's considered a neighbor or not. She lives like a mile away, and we're out in the country. But she's actually the one that bought my zero turn. And then she mentioned four-wheelers or something. I said, oh, I can try to fix them for you. I'm not gonna charge her or nothing. She said they ran when they were parked last. So probably a carb clean. It might need a CDI box. These China quads are junk. Well, that's what you get for paying like $300. Oh, I already noticed a wire cut. That's probably to the brake light, but we're gonna try to fix all that crap. So I need to get my ramps, and wow, these don't even have lug nuts. These are just bolts. 10mm bolts. That's crazy. I've noticed there's a few things missing on each, like this one's missing the gas cap, and there's a plug on the engine that it's missing, so I don't know if I'll be able to get both running, but... Oh, Progressive! Yo, it's Flo! What's up, girl? That's funny. Do these have working brakes? Okay, they work. Luckily, these aren't very heavy. Does this brake work? No. You get what you pay for. Oh dang, back brakes work good. This axle is so loose, these wheels. Get out of here. Go on, get. Piece of junk. Never worked on something this cheap in my life, so I've never not been able to fix something, so if I can't fix these, I'm gonna feel pretty bad about myself. But also not at the same time, because they're junk. Does this back brake work? Okay, it works too. Heck yeah, dude. Can I even test ride one of these? These are so much smaller than I thought. Now that I'm sitting on one. Oh my god, it has like no room. Okay, I'm gonna make some room in my garage so I can fit these two things. I'll probably just, well, I don't know if it's gonna rain or not, but I'll probably just back out my DVX400 and leave it out here for the day and drag these things in. What am I really left with? Okay, I got them in the garage here. Dang, I should have rinsed them off before I... Yeah, I'm gonna have to take these back outside and clean them down real quick. Not a big deal, but I'll probably... What should I do? I guess take the plastics and seat and stuff off. That way I can get to the carburetor. Yeah, they both got keys. Is this one missing a... This one don't have one. This one does. A little, forget what you call them, tether or something. There we go. Simple. Now, are these going to be the exact same? Because I don't really want to lose. They look like the same exact design, so that's good. Got wires, just chilling. Oh, that's a perfect battery for it. There you go. Too bad this one is no good. Yes, they have no batteries, but I had one laying around. It probably doesn't work, but I'll just hook it up to the charger and boost it if it doesn't. Okay, so I'm gonna clean these things and then I'll be ready to work on them. Okay, so I'm gonna work on this blue Tao Tao 50? Is it 50 or is it say actually? I'm actually not sure. Whatever it is, we're gonna work on it. It's like the smallest thing ever. It's gotta be like a 50. But these things have been pretty beat up on. The red one is outside. I just needed some room in here. And the red one's missing a few things, so I don't know if it's even worth fixing for my neighbors. But I'll let that up to I'll leave that up to them to decide since they're not mine. But if they decide to not fix that one, they can use that one for parts for this thing when it breaks. I mean, there's pros and cons, I reckon. But let's get these plastics off. I've never worked on something this small, so kind of new to this. And I definitely never worked on a Chinese quad. I would never personally buy one. But some people do. There's a good market for it. I mean, it's good for a little kid to learn on. That's about it, in my opinion. My opinion means nothing. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera off and just take all these fasteners off. No point in recording that. But after I do that and get this front plastic off, I'm probably going to go ahead and take the carb off and clean it. And then test for spark and all that good stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I need to get these handlebars off. Because, well, let me see. This should come off. I haven't figured it out. There's a ton of screws on the bottom of that. I'm just gonna take the handlebars off. Not a big deal. Okay, got my 6mm Allen head. I'm just gonna take these bad boys out so I can get these plastics off. There's like 10 screws underneath this front panel right there, so I'm just not even trying to do that. Probably just easier to take the handlebars off. Oh no. Just angle there. There we go. Finally got some room to get to the carburetor. Let's see what we need here. Okay. Okay, that's probably a flat head. I can go ahead and take the cap of the carburetor off. Maybe. It's so small that I can't even get my big hand around it. Oh yeah, that's crusty on there. Is it reverse thread? There it goes. I have a feeling this carburetor is probably gunky. That wouldn't be a 10, would it? Oh, it is. Already got my part that I need. So, I can just go ahead and take the carburetor off. It looks like I have enough room to move the air box out of the way. So, I'll just take these bolts. Now, you don't want to lose this gasket block right there. Yep, it smells like old gas. Very old gas. Oh, at least it has a fuel filter. Now I'm gonna smell like gas for the rest of the day. Didn't really want that to happen, but whatever. Okay, carburetor is out. I went and bought some carb cleaner while I was at Dollar General the other day, so kind of prepared for this. Let me move my natural light and set a little place on this workbench so I can clean this thing out. Alright, got the carburetor here. I can tell by the smell. I've worked on four-wheelers and dirt bikes for about 5 years now. And I can tell you this thing is going to be gelled up. I can already tell you it's going to have some green algae looking crap to it, or it's going to be white dried out nastiness. So, wait. How the hell? How do you get the bowl off? What? How do you get the bowl off? Do you not? Do you have to get a new carb? Well, that's interesting. There's no screws on this thing. I don't understand how you get this off. I'm gonna Google it and see if I can find anything out. If not, then that sucks. Okay, so supposedly you have to drill these out to get them out, so I'm obviously not gonna do that. I'd rather just order a carb, but I sprayed my like 3/4 of that can of carb cleaner in there, and then I've been using this air compressor and just blowing it out as much as possible. And then I'm gonna put it on there, see if it runs. If not, I guess I'll have to buy a new carburetor. Clean off this line right here, make it look good. I'm gonna clean this thing real good before I give it back to the owners. That way they know I go above and beyond as much as possible. I'm gonna tighten it all the way in. Right there, I'm gonna go 2 turns out. Half, 1, 1.5, 2. Perfect. So let's find our little spacer gasket here. Make sure it's cleaned off well. Alright. Goes just like this. Get it lined up. Just tighten up these bolts nice and tight. Don't want to let any debris get in there. I'm going to hold it real good in there while I tighten it. There we go. I think that should be it. This is a very different carb design than I'm used to. Yep, works nicely. Okay, now I just gotta clean the air box, make sure the air filter's cleaned and oiled. Now I can put that plug back in there, just like that. Okay, nice. Now I can clean the air box. Alright, let me take this outside and clean it up a little bit. Then I'll be ready to put it back on. Putting the handlebars back now, but I got the air box and everything installed. Just waiting for these handlebars, and then I'm going to put some, or let's see, do I have starter fluid? I'm gonna use some starter fluid to see if it'll start, and if it starts, then I'll take off the gas tank and clean it. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do now. I gotta put a battery in it, which I've had this one for a few years, and I charged it, so I don't know if it's any good or not, but time is about to tell. It's had some rigging done to it, but it is what it is. Let's open this garage door. We can see if this thing will run. I imagine it will, but you never know with these Chinese quads. Let me just see if the starter works. Off, on. Oh, okay. Starter works. I'm gonna spray some of this. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she purrs. Let's Get another lick in there, see? Heck yeah, dude. Hopefully that carb is actually cleaned out. So I'm gonna take the gas tank off. It just looks like it's this, looks like a 12 millimeter, and then another one up front. I'm gonna take that out, clean it out, clean the fuel lines and the fuel filter, and put it all back together, and we'll see if this thing will run on its own. The gas tank is cleaned out, and I put some fresh gas in it, cleaned out all the hoses and the fuel line. So I guess it's time to see if it will run on its own. So, need to put the key in. Let's find out. Now it won't start. I did nothing to it. Nothing. No sign of life. All I did was take off a gas tank. That's crazy. Let me figure this out real quick and I'll come back. Okay, I turned off the camera and it wanted to start working all of a sudden. Turn on a choke maybe. That should be up. Alright, I charged the battery a little bit. It's completely toast. It was toast 4 years ago, or 3 years ago when I bought it. I just figured I might be able to use it to boost it off. Well, it's hard to do this thing with the battery being dead and the gas not freaking going into the carburetor. I hate these piece of crap Chinese junk, junkety junk, junkety junk.